here with you live on Sunday morning, loving my coffee. I love coffee. Yeah, I discovered a company that it's oh god, what is it? Comics and coffee. I'm gonna be buying it soon. It's not. This is not it. This is Bustelo that I'm drinking this morning, but I'm definitely going to. Buying it soon. That's not. Oh, hold on one second. We've got that going on. Hold on one second. Hold on. Oh. Sorry about that, folks. We had the little waiting screen on the TV, and it was like, oh crap! All right, had to go mute it so that you didn't hear me. And me actually like a couple seconds ago in the background that would have sucked. But it's there's this company that I stumbled upon, and I can't remember exactly where I stumbled upon them. I think it was Instagram. It was a whatchamacallit, an ad. Guys, this is my first coffee I've had this morning, so if the words don't come out of my mouth very easily, we know why. But you guys are getting me fresh. Woo. Anyways, it's has a coffee and comic subscription format where you get a bag of coffee inspired by pop culture, comics, science fiction, that kind of thing. They had the ad had a bag of coffee that was called Harley's Delight, and I think I'm totally going to do that. Totally going to at least get a bag of Harley's Delight because yes, the easiest way to get me to buy anything is to put something having to do with Harley Quinn on it. This is true. In fact, like I'm doing one of my things is that I'm trying to collect all Harley Quinn comics. That is one of my collector's goals. Other than just week to week comics and also reading trades of other stuff from the past and that kind of thing. But I collect a shit ton of Harley Quinn comics and other cover buys that I have, and I'm really excited. I started reorganizing the comic book collection. It's going to be done in 3 phases. Hello, baby boy, my little kitty boy River Ravioli just came and said hello at my feet. So here's the thing. This is the Sunday broadcast, officially unofficial geek. Hi, Serge. Good morning to you, sir. Good morning. This is the officially unofficial Geek Channel Spoilertastic weekly roundup review of weekly events. Guys, let's talk for a while. Eventually, here's what's going to happen. We're going to talk about some stuff, and then we're going to talk about my reviews of the comics from this week. Happy Father's Day to everyone. In fact, if you're watching this later, if you're watching this now and you're lingering, you're watching, happy Father's Day to everyone. Got to remember to call my dad, Bob Quinn. Got to call him later on today. Give him a ring and say howdy, Pops. I never call my father Pops. That's funny. And why did I say that? I never call my father that. It's weird. Bob Quinn, he lives in my hometown, the town that I was raised in. Him and my mother have a home there. Yes, guys. I am a unicorn. I was a child born in the 80s whose parents are not divorced or what have you. They are still together. They are getting ready holy shit, they're getting ready in August to celebrate their 50th wedding anniversary. Hey, what's up? Yeah, I just remembered that in August. It's going to be their 50th wedding anniversary. My dad was a truck driver and owns with the family owns part of the farm that my grandparents had when they were alive. Now all the siblings families have split interests in the family farm. And so yeah, I am a farmer's daughter, a farmer's granddaughter. And yeah, he was a truck driver, semi truck driver by trade. And yeah, scaring all of my friends because he's such a quiet person. My dad is really a smart guy. Um, However, he does not really talk a lot unless he's one of those people that doesn't like the bullshit, you know? He's one of those guys that likes to, only talk about things, that he knows about. He doesn't want to pretend, like some bullshitters in the world. He's just, he's cool. He's cool. Um, and I really love that he has, seems to have such a great relationship with my boyfriend. It's really the first boyfriend that really, that I've ever had. Life, Joe being my life partner has a pretty good relationship with my father. The easiest way to get and convince Joe to go anywhere is to say, hey, my dad's going to be there when you want to talk to my dad. And yes, that usually helps. But you know what? That's Father's Day. That's Father's Day. And my dad, I'm going to have to give him a call later, obviously. So anyways, hey guys. Okay. So let's talk Kenobi. Let's talk Kenobi. We're gonna talk about Kenobi. We're gonna talk about a documentary that I watched, a couple documentaries that I watched. We're going to talk about some shows that I've watched. What else do we want to talk about? We got to talk about Tim Sale, guys. Rest in peace, Tim Sale. It was talked about last week. It was the news broke that Tim Sale passed away last week. Rest in peace, Tim Sale. We're going to talk about him a little bit today. We're going to talk about some news involving the Joker sequel. Yeah, we're going to talk about that. But let's go ahead. Let's start with Kenobi. This past week's Kenobi episode. If you have not watched this week's Kenobi episode, please mute for a moment or come back and watch later, because we're going to talk Kenobi right now. Guys, that was a great episode of Kenobi, wasn't it? We have they get out of the situation they're in. They're on the shuttle. They are headed back to the safe haven for the early, basically the early version of the rebels here. And they don't know it, but yes, it was very good. Joe has entered the chat. We were already talking about you a little bit today, about your relationship with my father. Joe was not in the room for that part, and yeah, yeah. As always, in the studio audience today is Joe Bizarro Fett, because I live with him and he's my boyfriend. Um, so yeah, we already talked about you a little bit today. We don't know it, but the third sister Reva has implanted a tracking device in Leia's little droid toy. Yeah. Which is a bummer because now they can find them. And they're affecting their system. They're affecting how they're able to do anything. They can't leave once they get back. They can't load up their passengers and go because, Yeah, Lola is cool. Lola is, except for when she's, bugged. Um, the we were introduced to the third sister in the first episode of Kenobi, um, where it is implied very heavily that she was a youngling in the temple when Order 66 happened, and when she was a possible survivor of this, and we had that basically confirmed for us um, in this past week's Kenobi episode. So, if any of you out there watching had money on the fact that Reva, the third sister, was actually playing the long game here, I hope you've collected. Because, and right now, I think Joe tried to bet that with me, and I think he's wishing that I accepted that bet. Because I didn't think it was that simple. Um, but I guess it was. It was that simple in a good way, though. It gave us some really great drama in this episode because, of course, they locate this base. And yeah, we're going to just go ahead and put it on the screen. He told me so. He really did. He did tell me so, that Reva was one of the younglings, and that Reva was playing the long game, and Reva actually was trying to get revenge. It's not the whole revenge concept wasn't as simple, but it was in that Reva has a little bit of a heart to heart with Kenobi, and what happens is she confirms who she is. She hates both of them because he trained Anakin. Yeah, she connects the two. And yeah, where were you? He was your Padawan. Whoops. We all know, we've watched it, we know where he was. It's not like he wasn't trying, except for the fact that he wasn't trying with Anakin. I contend, Obi-Wan, you could have done more. Here's the thing that I don't get about Obi-Wan Kenobi, okay, is that we know Obi-Wan Kenobi almost left the Jedi Order because of the Countess Satine. Yes, the lovely Countess Satine of Mandalore was basically Obi-Wan Kenobi's love and life, okay? So when he started suspecting that Anakin was in love with Padme, and he started talking about how he's having all these dreams and he needed reassurance, he got none. No, sorry, you can't have relationships. So whatever. Um, Joe is raising his hand. Joe, would you like to add something?
I just want to say Satina's a duchess.
Oh, she's a duchess? Excuse me. I apologize. Satina's duchess. Thank you. My Star Wars expert here corrected me. Satine is a duchess. Excuse me. Excuse me. Guys, don't stop watching me. Okay, so if you guys ever want to ask any questions about the reboot of Doctor Who or anything, I'm your girl. But I know quite a bit about Star Wars, especially you have to living with this guy over there. But sometimes I mess up. I got you on the Doctor Who though. For real, though. Yeah. I got you on the Doctor Who. Like, anyways. As I will prove coming up on the channel soon. So she hates them both. She hates both Darth Vader and Obi-Wan because Obi-Wan trained Anakin. But she's willing to accept assistance in having her moment with Darth Vader. Dumb. Kind of dumb. Kind of a dumb move. She should have waited a little bit longer, and she should have, because here's the thing. Obi-Wan Kenobi is like, okay, so you're gonna take your moment, and she's like, what makes you think he isn't gonna see it coming? And he's like, because he's gonna be focused on me. And he bases this off of a really cool flashback scene where he was training Anakin. Wonderfully played and wonderfully done by both of them, Ewan McGregor and Hayden Christensen. Guys, can I just throw this out there? I like Hayden Christensen. Hayden Christensen is great, and I'm gonna put this out there. Hayden Christensen for the DC EU.
Yeah.
I think he would make an excellent Hal Jordan. Joe is making a face. He's like, yeah, maybe. I was thinking about this yesterday, and I thought about posting it to the social medias, but I think Hal Jordan would be wonderfully played in the DCEU by Hayden Christensen. If it's not Hal Jordan, there's plenty of different things that we could probably throw him in there to do, but I definitely think Hayden Christensen could definitely pull off Hal Jordan. And I decided, instead of posting it to social medias yesterday, because I had that epiphany, I decided I would bring it up today when I talked about Kenobi. So Hayden Christensen to play Hal Jordan, please and thank you. Nate Fillion? I think maybe I would prefer him as a Kyle Rayner. No? He's shaking his head no. But you didn't think of Hayden Christensen as Hal Jordan before, did you? Until now. And now you're like, it could work. Because yes, it could work. Hayden Christensen is Hal Jordan. Think about it, DC. You heard it here first. You got the idea from me. Remember that? I can send you my resume. So unfortunately, Darth Vader has gotten better since that moment in the flashback. And he, when the third sister goes to make her move, he knows it's coming and stops it. And then he fights her. And there's a really nice battle scene. Very cool, really well choreographed battle scene between the third sister and Darth Vader. Now, here's the thing. You knew Darth Vader was always going to win. But you know what? I gotta say, you know what? Reva held her own a little bit. A little bit. She did a little bit.
Not even a little bit. He was toying with her.
Oh, gosh. Give the girl a little bit of credit. A little bit of credit here. Okay, he was toying with her. Shit. But we have one episode left of Kenobi, and basically how this shit ends on Wednesday is craziness. Okay, so one of the things that happens is Kenobi had, when he made the decision to go ahead and go look for Leia, he insisted no communication between Organa and him. But Organa is getting, worried. His kid is out there. Leia's out there, and he's getting worried. She hasn't come home yet. He sent a message. He's like, if I don't hear from you, I'm going to Tatooine because we have to make sure. If I haven't heard from you, my guess is that he has found out about the children and Owen is going to need help. So I'm going to Tatooine if I don't hear from you soon. So, Obi-Wan's a little busy at that moment. So he can't, he's just like, oh crap, everybody's all worried and shit. And what's going to happen? And weird. Okay. So anyways, we go ahead and they're on the shuttle. They finally get out. The ruse and distraction worked. Everybody is leaving, and we find out that Reva, who has taken a horrible beating, was had completely. That Grand Inquisitor that we thought, oh my God, what a big plot hole, what a plot recon. Okay, he's actually alive, guys. He's actually alive, and he comes in and he's like, "Ha ha, we got you, we fooled you, ha ha." And but she is left supposedly for dead, dying, in the sand there in the dirt, and she finds the message. And that's where the episode ends. Showing a little Luke Skywalker sleeping. Crap. See, that's how they're going to get us. With giving us a season 2 of this show. Because now season 2 becomes protecting and little Luke Skywalker from getting found out. Yeah. Craziness, guys. Crazy. But we have one episode left, and I hope it's a long one, because we gotta get Leia home. Yeah. We gotta get Leia home. And we gotta find out exactly what Reva plans to do with that information.
It's been years since we kidnapped her.
What's that?
It feels like it's been years since we kidnapped her. It's just been like so long.
So I'm really enjoying this series. I hope you are too. And can't wait to see the end of it and see where we go from here. So there we go. That's we talk Kenobi. So now let's talk the Joker 2 news. Guys, I read the other day that supposedly, the rumor is, this is a rumor, Lady Gaga is in talks to co-star in the Joker 2 sequel. This is the sequel to the Joaquin Phoenix Joker. Oh, and you want to know what else? Next part of that story is, the rumor is she is being considered to play one Harley Quinn. Harley Quinn. The next part of that rumor, because there's more. But wait, there's more. Is that they're going to turn Joker 2, Joaquin Phoenix. Oh God, guys, no. They're going to turn it into a musical. Yes, Joaquin Phoenix can sing. He starred in Walk the Line, and he did his own singing for Walk the Line. Walk the Line is a wonderful biographical piece on the life of one Johnny Cash and his early days of his relationship with his beloved wife, June Carter Cash. That's the perfect thing to put up for this part of the show. Can't read my Joker face. See, the thing is like on Facebook, I put up this whole thing. Like, I heard about this. This is one. There's no Batman in this universe, so the whole thing is the Joker gets caught, and there's been so many different versions of Harley Quinn's origin story, and in just about every one of them, the Joker gets caught. The Joker goes to Arkham Asylum. She becomes his doctor. Okay, the Joker is caught in almost every iteration, if not all iteration, by the Batman. There is no Batman in this universe. So how are we going to have the Joker and Harley Quinn? Okay, sure. But if we were going to do a jump like that, sure. I want a Batman musical, said no one ever. Okay, so I don't even really have all that much of a problem. The idea of Lady Gaga playing Harley Quinn, I can see it. I can see it. Okay. Um, but what I'm going to tell you right now is I don't see a musical unless, okay, so one day I'm posting about all the reasons why this shouldn't happen, right? Then I bring it up to my partner, Joe. And he's like, I don't know. So he has this way of somehow talking me into the idea of Joker face. And then I start thinking, you know, what would be really cool is Lady Gaga doing a version of Party Man from the Batman 1989 soundtrack, the song done by Prince. Guys, think about it. Think about Lady Gaga singing Party Man. Stop convincing me. Stop convincing me. It's a good idea because you got a point. There's a point. Party Man remake by Lady Gaga. God damn it. God damn it. I like Lady Gaga. You have now. The Prince covers definitely. I on social media, my sister was like, "No, man, I want to hear Lady Gaga do a remake of The Arms of Orion, which is the love ballad from the Batman 1989 by Prince, and it's a duet, but it could be easily a solo, or it could be a duet. You know, let's bring Bradley Cooper back in. Can have Shallow number 2. Um, that was a good movie too. I'm not trying to make fun of. I'm not trying to make fun of Bradley Cooper here.
I like the movie.
That was a good movie.
If I ever hear that song again, ever.
That was a great. It was a great song, and you want to know how great it was? Is because it was playing on the radio constantly. But it was a great movie. Very, very sad movie, guys. If you want to cry, you want to have a good cry. Watch their version of A Star Is Born, because damn, it's a fucking sad movie. Anyways, guys, I don't know of any version of A Star Is Born that ends happy. Sorry, but no. So no, stop convincing me. Stop convincing me that a Joker musical is a good idea. Oh well. Anyways. All right. So we've talked about Kenobi. We've talked about Lady Gaga as Harley Quinn. Let's talk about some stuff that I've been watching lately. Cool. One of the things I did want to mention is I watched a documentary on Netflix called This Changes Everything. And anyone that knows me knows that I am definitely here for the representation, the equal representation in entertainment and media. And this is exactly what this documentary is about. It is produced by Gina Davis. Now, Gina Davis, you should probably know who she is an actress and turned producer. She still does some acting. So she was mostly famous for being one of the A League of Their Own, Rockford Peaches. She played Dottie Henson, and she's really cool. And she kind of she was also how can I mention Gina Davis without mentioning Thelma and Louise? How oh my gosh. Yeah, I'm thinking, yeah, people are going to be like A League of Their Own. Yeah, sure. Thelma and Louise. Recognize. Thelma and Louise. For real. So Gina Davis took some time off and was raising her children. And she noticed that when her child was watching Sesame Street one day, there wasn't a lot of female representation in Sesame Street. And then she was thinking about it, like, she's like, what are we, what is female representation in Hollywood right now? And let me tell you something. The female representation in Hollywood, she came to discover, was not good. Not good. She definitely found out that that representation was not good at all, and she started a institute, and the name of the institute is escaping me right now. But Gina Davis Institute on Gender Equality in um, in entertainment in Hollywood. You can look it up. Wonderful, wonderful organization because they did this film. And it basically talked about, they focused a lot on, they did touch a number of things in entertainment, but they focused a lot on the directing aspect because of the gender disparity in directing for women and more importantly, women of color in Hollywood, and how women, there are certain percentages of women in general, and then even smaller percentage of women of color directors in Hollywood. They talked to some of them, and they talked about some of the different things that they tried to do to change things and everything, and the basically the history of this gender disparity in Hollywood. It got me thinking. It's a great documentary. And if you stay around, you watch the credits. Yes, directed by a man, but here's the thing: 75% of that production staff were women. 75%. So, because basically what they're trying to say is like, look, you know what? We don't want to totally, be the entirety of the world of Hollywood, but we want our equal goddamn say here. And that's fine by me. Personally, I'm a woman, but it got me thinking. What's it like in the comic book industry? People in charge in the comic book industry that are women. So let me tell you something right now, guys. Just looking at editors in chiefs this morning, major comic book companies, only one has a woman editor in chief that I can find. I looked up Behemoth. I looked up Aftershock. I looked up Image. Oh, guys, Image has no women on the fucking board. The surprise of the century, Image Comics has no women on the board of directors at all. Yeah, it's a big sausage fest over there. And let's see here. Marvel editor-in-chief is not a woman. Dark Horse, not a woman. IDW, not a woman. One editor-in-chief is a woman. Which one, Joass? My Love and Life, DC Comics. Marie Javins, editor-in-chief of DC Comics. Oh my gosh, my cat is being so cute right now. If you want cuddles from him, you should just jump up there, sweet girl. Oh, she's so cute. She's so cute. We're having a Kaylee moment. Excuse me. We're having a Kaylee moment. Kaylee is so adorable. She has this way to look at you. She has this beautiful Bombay cat. She is mostly the silky, soft black fur, yellow green eyes, just absolutely beautiful cat. And she just has this way of looking at you with these just doe eyes. It's just absolutely insane. She's so adorable. Anyways, one woman editor-in-chief in the comic book industry. Now, I'm going to say, you know what? There is probably some gender disparity amongst the writers. Let's get right down to it, guys. With the exception of Detective Comics. So let's talk about DC Comics a little bit, because they have the one editor-in-chief that is a woman, Marie Javins. Thank you very much. Love you, Marie. Um, they have. Let's talk. Let's talk Batman. Settle in here. Detective Comics, with the exception of Detective Comics recently having um, Tamaki, Mariko Tamaki, as the main head writer, settling in here. Um, there has been only one or two. Morning, Sheena, you are just in time. You are just in time. With the exception of Mariko Tamaki writing Detective Comics, which is Detective Comics. Recently, I think she's really close to ending her run because we're about ready to get Rom V on Detective Comics. With the exception of Mariko Tamaki writing Detective Comics, let's talk Batman. Batman main title. Only one woman has wrote Batman, and even then, it was not an extended run. It was like an issue or two um, in its history. 1940. Batman 1 was in 1940. One woman, one woman has written Batman. So I ask you, why is that? How many women? Joe is raising his hand. What is that?
It's the patriarchy.
It's the patriarch. I love this man. Guys, oh yeah, y'all at home. I hope you heard that. Oh gosh. He comes to this on his own, guys. I don't coach him. Oh my goodness. Yes. Um, so why is that? Joe answered, say it loud, baby. Say it proud.
Damn patriarchy.
It's the patriarchy. Yes. He comes to this on his own. I swear to God. His feminist girlfriend and life partner does not tell. He said the patriarchy. He said the patriarchy. The reason the patriarchy. Um, guys, here's the thing. I get it. I'm excited. Chip Zdarsky is going to be writing Batman. That's great. That's great, guys. Chip Zdarsky is going to be writing Batman. Yeah, you know what? I'm hearing great things about his Daredevil run. Chip Zdarsky has done some really cool stuff with Batman Urban Legends. Chip Zdarsky, um, if you've never read it, Justice League Last Ride was written by Chip Zdarsky. It's a limited series. It was really great, especially the whole Lobo action. Um, I was reminded yesterday of Justice League Last Ride and that Chip Zdarsky wrote it. Excuse me. And started going through and organizing our comic collection. Um, and I was like, wait, I remember these. Um, Justice League Last Ride was written by Chip Zdarsky. It was great. Um, and yeah, I'm excited Chip Zdarsky is going to be writing Batman, but why not? Why not? If we've got Marie Javins at the head, editor in chief of DC Comics, the one comic book company, comic book publisher with an editor in chief that is a woman, the one, and your flagship title, Batman, the one that you keep on raking out more and more Batman titles, one, your flagship, Batman, can't be written by a woman? Apparently not. Um, I mean, here's the thing: we have I Am Batman. It's written by John Ridley, so we have a person of color writing a major Batman title right now. That's pretty fucking cool. We're going to be talking about an issue of I Am Batman in a little bit, but let's talk about this here, guys. You have Image Comics, which is basically, like I said, the sausage fest of, of all comic book companies, guys. No, but I can't find, please correct me if I'm wrong, I can't find one woman that's ever been a part of their little club. Have they ever had a woman that's a part of their club? Are women good enough to write for them, but not good enough to lead? Good enough to do that art, but not good enough to lead you. What?
Someone call it McFarlane.
Someone call it McFarlane. I'm willing. Here's the thing, guys. I have made this statement previously, and I will make it again. Someday somebody might reach out to Todd McFarlane. I have a small channel. I doubt he wants to waste any time with me. But you know what, guys? Todd McFarlane is a giant in this industry. Todd McFarlane, make no mistake about it. Todd McFarlane is Mondo big time. Mondo great. Absolutely a giant, not just in the boardroom, but creatively in this industry. There are things that we have witnessed and seen and read by Todd McFarlane that blow a lot of shit away. I want to see a woman, if not me, I want to see a woman interview Todd McFarlane. Todd, if you're out there, I'm a fan. Spawn, grew up watching the HBO series, read some Spawn, love everything I've ever seen from Spawn. Buy a lot of your freaking figures, even though you don't want to make many women because you're afraid. Believe me, the FBI would disagree with you. The behavioral analysis unit of the FBI would disagree with you, but it does not lead to little boys becoming serial killers if they have little girl toys. But I have looked at some of these interviews, the people that interview Todd McFarlane and the people that end up interviewing Todd McFarlane. It's a bunch of guys, which is cool. Cool. All right. Awesome. I'm not saying nobody interviewed Todd McFarlane with penis, but like, or, you know, that identifies as a man. I'm saying we got to get somebody actually interview Todd McFarlane. The poor guy ends up most of the time just kind of babbling. Like the guy asks a question and then he's like, yeah, Todd McFarlane's here, man. Todd McFarlane's here. And oh God, he's talking to me. So I'm just gonna let him talk. Which is to just keep going. Keep on saying the words out of your mouth because you're Todd McFarlane. Okay, guys, here's the thing. I've watched some of these interviews from Todd McFarlane with people, and you get to the point where Todd is just kind of talking, and the guy is just sitting there like, yeah, Todd McFarlane. I'm going to laugh at everything that it seems like a joke that Todd McFarlane says. Todd, if you're out there, I want to really interview you. Really. Which means follow-up questions. It means building upon things that you've said, having to explain why you say some of the things you say. Anyways, Todd, I'd love to interview you. Call me. Anyways, so you have all these companies, one editor-in-chief that is a woman. Guys, come on. Come on. Do better. Do better. Let a woman write Batman after Chip's done. Do better. You have an industry. They're out there. They're not getting the kind of work that all these other men are getting because of the same problem. You're not giving them the opportunity. Want to know why a woman doesn't write Batman? Not because there's not enough out there. It's because you're not giving them the opportunity. So give them the opportunity. Do you think all of a sudden people are going to stop reading Batman because a woman is writing it? Let me tell you, Tamaki, if you didn't have her, writing some, Riddler, the Batman story right now, she blew it out of the water with the Hugh Vile parasite story. Do better. Comic book industry. Do better. That's my soapbox. I'm going to get off of it now. Because my chat has kind of died down. Yeah, you know what? There we go. Sheena appears to be with me. The thing is you have what was supposed to be, not quite. I have 1 foot off the soapbox, guys. You have an industry giant that Image Comics has become, founded by all these guys looking for better pay, better representation, better everything. Okay, they should be at the head of this fucking movement, but they're not. They're oppressing unions. They have no women anywhere except for talent, creative talent. That's it. You can't just and you can't just say no women can be a part of because it's illegal. Okay, you can't just say no women can be a part of this board of directors because it's illegal. You can't just do that. So either you are not inviting it or you're just not entertaining it. Either one. Somebody come along and actually be a new comic book company. Come along. Actually be equal. Produce great content with equality. People of color, women of color. Okay? Come on. If you watch this documentary, this changes everything, and they focus mainly on Hollywood and directors and everything like that. It's everywhere. It's everywhere. It's everywhere. But anyways, okay, so I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to take my foot off the soapbox completely. Whew. On Sundays, we choose violence. And I got a little violent there. So let's... Whew. Okay, so we've talked Kenobi. We've talked Lady Gaga becoming Harley Quinn, maybe. We've talked women in entertainment. Oh, what else should we talk about? Should we just go ahead and go into the comics? That's what you're here for. You know, come into the comics? Awesome. Oh, shit. Speaking of Harley Quinn, we are getting a 30th anniversary. Let's go into the comics this way. 30th anniversary Harley Quinn special coming in September. What up? Yes, everybody knows who's everybody that comes to my channel, watches it regularly. I am a super fan of the Harley Quinn. Did my cat just meow on camera? That'd be cute. Anyways, I am a super fan of the Harley Quinn. And I'm very excited because there's going to be an anthology book, a 100-pager anthology book coming out in September to honor the 30th birthday of Miss Harley Quinn. We're getting lots of covers, and believe me, guys, I want all the covers. Probably only going to get a couple of them because they'll get expensive, but I want all the covers. Doesn't mean that just because I can't afford all of them, doesn't mean I don't want them all. There's going to be a lot of covers. It's an anthology of stories, lots of really good shit. Harley Quinn. The pirate in me. Actually, that was my Joker impersonation, so that means it was horrible. um, I am a fan of the Margot Robbie Harley Quinn. So that was my Jared Leto as the Joker going Harley Quinn. Um, so it was bad then. If I sounded like a pirate, it was bad. But okay, hi matey. Oh my gosh, believe me, I'm gonna find as many and afford as many as I can. It's okay if it's horrible. It's okay. You know what? Sometimes I succeed in life and sometimes I fail, and that's okay. It's okay. We embrace our failures here at the Officially Unofficial Geek. We embrace our failures and we move forward from them. Anyways, yeah, let's go back to this. I'm gonna be so, oh man, September. But you know what's really funny is it's build up. It's a build up because in August we have Harley Quinn going weekly for the Suicide Squad or the Task Force XX storyline, where we have the anticipated rumored return of Hammer Harleen. Yes, building up. And we've already, if you follow Stephanie Phillips on social media, specifically, I follow her on Twitter. Oh, okay. So here we've got the Star Trek in Strange New Worlds inside track here. Christopher Pike does an awesome pirate impersonation in Strange New Worlds, which you all should be watching. It's the best show going on right now. I would watch that more. But I have so much stuff going on. Joe watches it at like 1 or 2 a.m. He gets up, he sets an alarm. If he's asleep, he sets an alarm so he can get up, and I go back to sleep. If I even get woken up by his alarm at all, I rarely get woken up by his alarm. For real. Once I am out, I am out. Is it really better than Obi-Wan Kenobi?
It's better than Obi-Wan Kenobi. And I love Obi-Wan Kenobi. Love it.
He's saying it's better than Obi-Wan Kenobi, Strange New Worlds. I'm interested in definitely catching up and doing the Strange New Worlds thing when Paul Wesley joins the cast in the second season, supposedly, as Captain Kirk.
Not Captain.
He's not going to be joining as Captain Kirk?
Not Captain.
Oh, well, he's going to be playing James T. Kirk. If you are familiar with Mr. Wesley at all, Paul Wesley is, most people know Paul Wesley as Stefan Salvatore from the Vampire Diaries. Yes, indeedy. I got reminded a little bit about some Vampire Diaries the other day. I might have to watch some episodes because I was watching a video on YouTube talking about some teaser stuff for DC Titans. Joseph Morgan is going to be, if you are familiar with the Vampire Diaries, it'd be like the rest of us and watch it for Pike's hair. Yeah, he's got some awesome hair. But Vampire Diaries, Joseph Morgan. If you were familiar with Vampire Diaries, Joseph Morgan plays an absolutely wonderful villain of Klaus Michelson, one of the originals. And he is going to be on DC Titans season 4 as Brother Blood. Yes, Brother Blood. I am not necessarily all that much of a fan of the DC Titans show, especially how they handled the Red Hood storyline. The Nightwing, who it doesn't seem at all like Nightwing. And just overall, not a fan. But I might catch some Brother Blood. Here because Joseph Morgan has played one of my favorite villains, which is Klaus Michelson. And it's one of those villains that it's like I was telling Joe the other day, I was like, Klaus Michelson is one of those villains where you're like, it's multidimensional, because a lot of times you're sitting there like, oh my god, this guy sucks so bad, but then you have a moment you're like, oh, 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 and you're like, shit, no, I'm supposed to hate this guy. And I love villains that are like that become sympathetic villains. And Klaus Michelson has those moments in Vampire Diaries. If you've never seen Vampire Diaries, I recommend it. I do not recommend the books, but I recommend the series. It's very rare that happens. It is on Netflix, hashtag not a sponsor. Anyway, so what was I talking about? Lost my train of thought, guys. I'm going to need a second cup of coffee later on. The Harley Quinn special. Yes. We've got Paul Dini is joining. Bruce Timms is going to be involved. Obviously, Stephanie Phillips is going to be involved. We've got, we got tons of different covers. J. Scott Campbell has a cover. SNW, Strange New Worlds Later. You know what? If I can watch it while I'm working on the comic book collection, sure. Because I am doing the reorganization of the comic book collection for things to be, talked about later. But yeah, I'm very excited about the upcoming Harley Quinn. Stephanie Phillips has shared some information about it. She has also shared some cool covers that are going to be coming out about the next phase after September of Harley Quinn. And she's really excited about those issues coming up. So fun person to follow, Stephanie Phillips. Not as much fun to follow. It's going to be hard to be as much fun to follow Gail Simone. Gail Simone is hilarious to follow. She is the best person on Twitter, especially when people are like discovering her, because she jokes around. She shit posts a lot, and she jokes around with people. And then you find people discovering Gail Simone for the first time and taking her way too seriously. That's comedy, because seriously, if there's one thing you're going to learn when you follow Gail Simone, is when to take her seriously and when to not take her seriously, because you're going to get made fun of if you take her seriously at the wrong time. But anyways, guys, let's get to the comics. As always, with my weekly comic reviews, I talk about them in an order of least enjoyed to the most enjoyed. And let me tell you something, guys, right now, nothing was really all that bad this week that I read. It's all DC products, because you know me, I'm the DC girl. So let's go ahead and let's start out with the DC Pride Tim Drake special. Okay, so here's the thing, guys. This cost us. How much did this cost us? I'm looking for the price. It's not like readily like right there. Okay, but it's $5.9. It costs us $6. Yeah. Okay. So $6, and it's pretty fat, but here's the reason why it's pretty fat. Because it is a reprint of the original DC, or excuse me, Batman Urban Legends series that revealed that Tim Drake was discovering that he was bisexual. Just lovely. Nice. If you missed that, it's in here. So I really didn't need to read that part. I reread the Batman Tim Drake story in here. That was a Christmas story. That was nice. A little heartwarming and nice. But it has one new tale where basically it's called The Elephant in the Room. written by Megan Fitzmartin, who is more news. Tim Drake is getting his own series again, coming in this fall. It's going to be written, it's going to be a continuation of what we have so far from DC Urban Legends and The Elephant in the Room. It's going to continue that storyline. And it's going to be written by the woman that did it, Megan Fitzmartin. But here we've got The Elephant in the Room, which is writer Megan Fitzmartin, artist Belen Ortega, Luis Guerrero with the colors, Pat Brousseau with the letters. I apologize if I mispronounce anyone's names. And yeah, so basically, Superboy, and Tim Drake and Impulse are chasing a glowing white elephant through the streets of Gotham City. And Tim Drake is basically using this whole situation to continue his effort to avoid speaking with Stephanie. Okay. Well, I mean, elephant in the room, should be talking to Stephanie, his former girlfriend and best buddy, about he's been avoiding her. He doesn't know how to get across, the whole yeah, so I'm bi now. So they're trying to figure that out. Cass and Stephanie show up and they're like, hey, why didn't you have us come help, guys? It's weird. So they continue to do this. They end up splitting up. They end up working together, him and Stephanie. They're kind of talking while they're doing all this. And Tim comes clean with her, lets her know what's going on. And she's wonderfully accepting of him. And Stephanie, spoilers, she likes to roll with the punches. Stephanie Brown, she just really rolls with everything. And it's really cool. She's a really awesome character in that way, because she's just kind of like, yeah, man, this is great. I'm your friend. I love you, and, oh, you're about ready to introduce me to the guy? Oh, let's do this. I'm going to hug the dude and be like, I'm so glad to meet you, So Stephanie Brown is just this wonderful character. I would love to see more of her. Obviously, we've got a whole span of Bat books that we could do. I really was not enjoying Batgirls. So before anyone mentions Batgirls, I wasn't enjoying that. I stopped reading it. But the reason why this thing is on the bottom of my stack this week is I would have really loved to see more than just a few pages new on Tim Drake and his story. But, the announcement later on in the week, this week, made it a little bit easier to swallow because we are getting the new Tim Drake series coming. I don't want to get all dry on you guys here. All right. So it really wasn't all that bad. I would have liked more of a story there with the silver glowing elephant running through Gotham. But here we go. Next one we're going to talk about is Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman 788. Guys, I am enjoying Wonder Woman now. And I love that they brought Sigfield from Asgard. I love the interaction, the bro moments, the bromance going on between Siggy and Steve Trevor. It's cute. Siggy getting used to the idea of modern appliances, and he's like his marvel at the advent of TV. and how he could just the magic viewing device. Um, it's cute. I'm not tired of that whole bit yet. Um, I can understand how I might eventually get tired of that, but you know what? You got to understand this guy. He came from Asgard, and he's adorable, and the bromance between him and Steve Trevor is wonderful, and kind of a little bit uncomfortable at times for Diana for Wonder Woman. So what we got here is we got Villainy Incorporated, which is headed up by Dr. Psycho. And Dr. Psycho has like a YouTube like channel. Very Alex Jones in it up here. Okay. If you don't know who Alex Jones is, Google that shit. He is crazy mofo. My personal opinion, and I hope most people that are watching these personal opinion of Alex Jones. Crazy mofo. In a bad way. Bad way.
He's a bad dude, man.
Bad dude. Crazy
not
mofo.
In a cool sort of way, bad dude.
Not in a cool sort of way. Not in a, Shaft sort of way. Okay? But crazy motherfucker in a bad sort of way. And I would hope most people that would watch my channel would understand that and know that. Anyways. So he's got this whole like YouTube channel kind of thing where he is using that to really try to attack the reputation of Wonder Woman, and he is got protesters protesting out in front of the Hall of Justice, and when he's got this whole milk company, like it's like an energy milk, like protein shake kind of company, promoting him, and he's promoting it. And Diana, Etta, and Steve and Ziegfeld show up at the Hall of Justice when this protest is going on. And these trucks start blowing up from this milk company. And so Diana's trying to like save people, even though the protesters hate her. Okay. And you have Ziegfeld and Steve Trevor getting involved. You have Dr. Poison showing up. And she tries to poison Steve Trevor. She gets a little bit of that job done. But then Diana comes in and ends all this shit and gets everybody out of there that needs to be out of there. And then she goes and, they're doing research at a Candy, contacts her sorority to get information about what's going on here and some of the members of Villain or Incorporated, because there's a former professor, Professor Calculus, that is a part of Villainy Incorporated. So she gets information from them about him, and they're talking. And this is one of these really cute moments where, like, there's footage of the attack on the Dr. Psycho's YouTube page, and Steve Trevor's like, "Oh my god!" Like he's freaking out, and Ziegfeld is like, "But you look good, Steve. At least you look good." Oh my god. So they're all talking about it, and they get an idea of what's going on. Diana's pissed off because, well, they've attacked her friends. They've attacked the Hall of Justice. She's not into it. She wants to stop them. And you have the end of the issue cuts back to Villain Incorporated, where they're talking about moving forward their plan. And they get a phone call from somebody. They're like, "Well, I like what you've been doing lately, so here's the thing. I'm going to give you this little present, and it should be arriving now." And it is legit in a box, the Duke of Deception, If you do not know who the Duke of Deception is, I had to look that up myself. The Duke of Deception is a cohort and basically minion, I would say, of Ares. And he is there to mess up one Wonder Woman. So that was the end of that issue. Overall, not so bad. Just getting right down to, like just a regular, storyline with Wonder Woman being back on Earth, being back alive, a regular storyline, just kind of getting into it. And it's looking pretty, it's not fantastic yet, but it has potential. It has potential to be a big deal and be really great. So that's cool. So I am curious though who the voice on the phone was. And I'll tell you something. Here's the thing. Why lettering is important. One of the reasons lettering is important in comic books is because it can give you a little bit of an insight, if it really needs to, into what we're dealing with. And I'm gonna show you guys a little bit of this because, well, you know what, you're here, you're watching. So it made me think. Okay, so let me see if I can. So you have the. It's all different. It's different. There's obvious difference there. Okay. It's red and all that. So it says, "Hello, doctor. I'm calling to let you know how pleased I am with your performance. As such, I've decided to send you a gift. Use it wisely." And that is the Duke of Deception. Now, here's the thing, guys. The last time I saw that kind of, this is speculation. The last time I saw that kind of writing in the lettering, wave to the people, Joe, was with Batman Who Laughs. Last time I saw any writing like that was the Batman Who Laughs. And we've got Dark Crisis starting. We already know that the Batwoman Who Laughs is a factor from Infinite Frontier, Justice Incarnate. So could it be that we have a member of the Dark Knights pulling the strings with Dr. Psycho's Villainy Incorporated? It's a possibility. Might be a little bit of a clue there in the lettering, and that's why lettering is important. Next book that we're going to talk about is Blood Syndicate number 2. I am new to Blood Syndicate. I am new to Milestone Media. This is the, like I said, second issue of the new iteration of Blood Syndicate. We got to see an extra special glimpse into Tech 9. Good story, interesting glimpse into the aspect of Tech 9. Though the one issue I really have with this is that we do have a story building here involving Holocaust and the underground and everything like that, the gang activity. However, there's a little bit of a questionable time jump that I'm not exactly sure what's going on there. I would love to see these time jumps, if they're going to make them, become a little bit more clear. Hopefully with editorial can do something about that. And I have to wonder if anybody else is making the same statements I am, because I talked to Joe about it and I brought it up and he seemed to understand where I was coming from with this as well. So basically we have this extra special glimpse into Tech 9. Tech 9 has recently come back from the Gulf. He was, if I remember correctly, he was a Marine. And he did not get powers during the Big Bang like everyone else did. He apparently acquired them in the desert in Iraq. And he has arrived home and he went to go visit his parents, which they were a bunch of fucks. And he's like, you know what? I don't even understand why I took the time to come see you people. I was hoping things could be different. And he leaves. And he wants to visit his old girlfriend and his kid. And she's reluctant. One has to wonder why. He wonders why. Why can't I just come see my son? Then all that stuff happens where he encounters other people that he knew. And he somehow ends up in a basement and in a meeting, kind of like a beginning of Warriors style. And Holocaust shows up and kills the blue leader. And then basically like you get the idea, everything's going kapooey. And there's one survivor, seemingly, and that is Tech 9. When the police arrive and everyone arrives, there is one survivor, and it is Tech 9. And they're like, okay, let's arrest him, instead of, like, hey, why don't we just, talk to him? Maybe let's just talk to him first. But no, this is not fairy tale land. This is not fairy tale land. Okay. This is the police. These are cops that have a history all over of being shitty to people of color. And so why should this be any different? Thank you very much. Hashtag Black Lives Matter. So that's basically the end of that. And the thing is the only thing that was really kind of a shaky for me was that time jump into the sewer where he's talking with the guy that can phase. And it just kind of came out of nowhere. And I don't know where in the history that happened. It was not clear. But other than that, great issue. Awesome. I'm going to keep reading it because I'm enjoying it. I really am. Next thing we're going to talk about, we're down to the last two books. And we're going to talk about I Am Batman. I Am Batman number 10. He is still doing his search for the serial killer that is killing people and then exposing how horrible they were. And now this guy has set his sights on, this guy is a shit, okay? Setting his sights. Man Ray has set his sights. Scary, scary shit. Man Ray, yes. Scary shit. Set his sights on the mayor. The mayor was like, I don't know what this guy has against me. I haven't done anything. And, the thing is like when it comes right down to it, sometimes people have shitty stuff in their history they're not even completely aware of. So maybe that's the case. And that's kind of the thing that Jace Fox's Batman and Detective Chubb have kind of talked about after they meet with the mayor. And the mayor's, obviously upset and scared that sometimes, corruption runs so deep, you're not even necessarily aware that you're corrupt. And that could be what's going on here. So you get on down the line, and the Detective Chubb's task force at working with Batman. Detective Chubb, if you're not aware, was a transplant from Gotham. She is well aware of masked vigilantes, doesn't necessarily trust them. She has a kind of strained but working relationship with Jace Fox's Batman, and they are getting along because stuff is working out for them. So when the mayor does finally get attacked at City Hall by Man Ray, she and her task force contact Batman. Jace Fox's Batman is on his way. When I'm talking about I Am Batman, I am just gonna say Batman instead of Jace Fox's Batman. Okay, so Batman is on his way. Y'all know it's Jace Fox's Batman. Y'all know it's the Fox family in New York for I Am Batman. I don't need to mention it. So Batman is headed there, and Batman encounters Man Ray, and they fight. And the detective and the detective's team get blocked off. And you have the other detectives that are all like, I'm going to take a shot at Man Ray because he is a cop killer, which, well, he is. And I don't care who gets in my way. I don't care if Batman gets in my way. Well, you see this detective get his opportunity, and Batman is not in his way. He is actually right on Man Ray, and he goes to make the shot, and Detective Chubb's like, no way, not in my city. This due process, bitch. Okay. And that's basically the end of it. And at some point in there, we hear about the idea of the urban legend, the hot list, which is a list that if somebody got their hands on it, would list all the corruption and all the corrupted people in a city. And it would basically allow someone, it's an urban legend kind of situation, would allow someone to hold anyone hostage for blackmail. It is an idea that has come up, and is this thing real? And I think we're going to be uncovering that in the coming issues of I Am Batman. Got a little bit slow for a while. It's picked back up. I'm very interested. I am continuing I Am Batman. John Ridley has really got me in there. I wish they'd bring Ken Lashley back in that art, man, because I mean, the art's not bad right now. Dolce and Locust, not bad, okay? But Ken Lashley, man, had some really great art there for a couple issues. I'd really love for them to bring him back, maybe even just on a temporary here and there basis. But that would be really cool. Next one, we're going to talk about the top comic of the week because it's a very good boy. Superman, Son of Kal-El, obviously. Number 12, Tom Taylor, Torme, Hannah, and Blee. Because Crypto's a very good boy. I love Crypto. So Superman, Son of Kal-El, is doing his thing, right? And he finds out that there's some members of Bendix's team headed towards robot-like figures headed towards the safe house where his mother and his grandparents are with Batman. And so he's like, shit, I'm on my way. And so he gets there. And before he gets there, Crypto shows up, takes out these robots like a very good boy. Crypto, yay, very good boy. And the Batman and John, they have a conversation. They're like, John's like, I know exactly who can talk to Lex Luthor, who can get in the door. So they get Dick Grayson to go in and meet with Lex Luthor, because Lex Luthor's been wanting to meet with Dick Grayson because of the Alfred Pennyworth Foundation. So Dick Grayson goes ahead and takes a meeting and puts a plant in there that they can listen just for like 24 hours. And then they're going to get rid of it. It's going to automatically dissolve. Because technology, yo. And they get more information about what's going on, and they get information that a United States senator is involved in this whole Gamora, President Bendix, Lex Luthor plot. Senator Henderson. So John and Jay, with his truth mask, go and pay a visit to Senator Henderson, and basically it was like, we know you did the thing where you got the one girl fault line, excuse me, fault line. Flatline is from Robin. Fault line out of Star Labs. You are involved with Henry Bendix. There's video of you and photographs of you doing stuff. Now, what do you have to say for yourself? And all of a sudden, Bendix apparently has an implant in his brain. Bendix takes over and becomes this large squid thing. The senator becomes a large squid thing. Yeah. So you can tell that the senator has also gotten the President Bendix treatment to become a superhuman, a post-human. So Crypto realizes it right away before he becomes a squid, shoots the senator, and everyone's like, oh shit, Crypto just like pulverized, with sonic eyes, the fucking United States senator. And then that's when it starts turning into a squid. Forgot that part. Crypto. Because he's a very good boy. And so they remember, hey, if this guy is being, is got the President Bendix treatment, becoming a post-human, there's an implant controlling him in his brain. So Jay jumps in and removes the implant. But whoops, Jay's mask has come off. He has now exposed himself as the truth. And that's the end of the issue. Nice little cliffhanger there. But Crypto, very good boy. Crypto, I'm so glad Crypto's okay. Crypto, yay! Because if you read any of Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow, which I guess is canon, it's canon because she says, I just got back in Dark Crisis 1. And so if you're wondering if Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow is canon, I think it might be. So Crypto, very good boy. Thank you, Crypto, for saving the day. And Jay, poor Jay. Damn. That sucks. But anyways, that is my comic of the week. That is my show. Guys, I have been on here for about an hour and a half almost. Thank you for being here with me. Thank you for watching. If you're watching now, thank you for being here. If you're watching later, thank you for watching later. Let me know what you think of women in entertainment. Hi. Oh my gosh, it's Chip. Chip, you came in at the end of the show, Chip. That sucks. But that's okay. You came, and I'm so happy you came. And you're just going to have to watch it on the replay. Yes, have a good day. You as well. Thank you for stopping by. But let me know what you think of the gender disparity in women in comic books. Let me know what you think about the possibility of Joker 2 being a musical with Lady Gaga as Harley Quinn. Let me know what you think about this week's comics. And let me know what you think of Kenobi, the recent episode, and the Third Sisters long game. So I cover everything? Oh, shit. Guys, one more thing. Recently, we lost Tim Sale. So if I'm going to recommend reading for anyone, I'm going to recommend The Long Halloween, Superman for All Seasons, and I am reading currently Dark Victory right now. I have not finished it yet. I anticipate finishing it in the next day or two. I might do a special little video involving Tim Sale. Rest in peace. Great comic book legend, especially for the world of Batman. Loban Sale, Batman, Catwoman, When in Rome. Lost him unexpectedly this past week. Daredevil, Yellow, Joe just pointed out. Absolutely wonderful. He was one of those artists that you start to recognize just on style alone. and he will be missed in the comic book world. One of my favorite stories that I've read recently was a Batman story that he was involved in. So cannot recommend enough if you've never read Long Halloween. Long Halloween is one of those books that is named as one of the influences, and you can see the influence very heavily in the Batman starring Robert Pattinson. Read it. Great stuff. But anyways, guys, stuff coming up for the channel. Joe and I are going to be talking on Wednesday about Dread, the Carl Urban Dread. We're going to be talking about The Crow, our favorite comic book adapted movies. Yes, starting that for a few weeks. If you have not catched it, we recorded a little bit late for our What's Happening Wednesday this week. We recorded yesterday, and I posted yesterday What's Happening Saturday, where we talked about how Joe watched Pitch Perfect and thought it was okay. And I watched Conan the Barbarian for the first time ever, and I thought it was pretty gosh darn good. And we talk about that. So catch that if you haven't already. Dread for the win. The Crow for the win. Eric Draven, Brandon Lee. Classic. So until next time, guys, take it easy. Have a great day. Have a great weekend. Happy Father's Day to you fathers out there. And we'll be seeing ya.